Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's jump into this wild ride where OP's sister-in-law, who's been staying over, starts complaining about allergies and demands OP remove all the pets. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Refuse to get rid of my pets because of my sister-in-law. I, 28-year-old female, am married to Josh, 30-year-old male. We've been together since freshman, him junior, year of college. We had a lot of pets in the house, 3 dogs, 3 cats, a bunny, a turtle, a snake, and a macaw. We love all of them and spend a lot of time making sure we take care of them. I'm on maternity leave currently, and my due date is in 3 months. I decided to foster a litter of puppies along with the mama after I saw she was scheduled to be euthanized. My sister-in-law, 30-year-old female, yes, they're twins with my husband, lost her job recently and asked to stay with us. She does contribute towards bills but does not pay rent or anywhere near 1/3 of the bills around the house. I don't mind as she still makes an effort. She got sick last week, so she's still recovering and not actively looking for a job. She's been making faces left and right about the pets, claiming she has allergies. The macaw's too loud when it talks. The dog's pitter-patter around the house is annoying. The cats sleep on her clean laundry. I think she only likes the bunny and turtle, as the snake apparently grosses her out as well. Josh, my husband, told her she should stop complaining and check her allergies and maybe close her door so cats don't go in. Dogs never do. She huffed and puffed until this morning, where she saw that she had a rash and went to get it checked out. They told her it was an allergy, and she lost it. Came back waving the papers with the diagnosis and shoved them in my face. I said she should go get tested for what kind of allergy it was, and she looked at me like I was dumb. "It's your goblins around the house. You need to get rid of them or I might get a more severe reaction." I laughed and said no. Josh came back from work, and the two had a huge argument, which ended up with Josh saying we might be able to compromise on the rescued doggo mama and pups. The two came up to me and I refused. I've made a commitment to take care of her, and I'm not returning her to the pound. Plus, how removing her helps any, I don't understand. 90% of the time, she's in a downstairs bedroom with her pups or in the backyard. She has no contact with my sister-in-law. Our dogs and cats are free to go anywhere. My sister-in-law got pissy, said I was prioritizing a stray mutt to her health, and said I was right. The stray wasn't the issue. I could keep it, but I got to board it in a pet hotel along with her puppies and our animals. That's 16 animals on an average price of $40 per animal, and that's even if an establishment's crazy enough to take 6-week-old puppies. So this comes up to $640 per day. I told her she's welcome to pay it, but I'll board them only for a week and then she needs to move out. She lost her cool, called me an inconsiderate a-hole. I was trying to kill her with my pets and was kicking her to the curb over a damn mutt. Josh backed me up, but their mother called and said I was a jerk and her son made a mistake ever marrying me. Josh is still arguing with relatives. His sister's still in the house crying, and I'm just about done. Edit. Their mother lives far away. Sister-in-law doesn't want to move so far away. Edit 2. We went at it again. She's crying, and obviously there's snot from crying, but she's insisting it's the animals and her allergies. Josh is saying she's broke, and we need to give her a month or 2 before she can move out, even to their moms. Apparently she has no savings. She said I was unable to make compromises. She's calling her mom nonstop and saying she feels like she's choking and might call an ambulance, but her anaphylactic shock has been on and off for about 2 hours, so it's safe to say she's exaggerating. I do have an EpiPen in the house if she's actually serious. My mother-in-law wants to join in on the fun, and Josh is trying to dissuade her as I'm refusing to have another relative of his in the house indefinitely. My hormones are going crazy, and I want to cry as well. Please pray for me, because I'm very close to kicking everyone out and becoming the crazy lady with the zoo in the house. Edit. In-laws got very quiet when Josh and I offered to ship her back to them. They claim they fell on hard times and cannot support her. My mother-in-law has been asking Josh to pay for a plane ticket so she can come settle this for us in person, and my sister-in-law is over the moon. we will not be housing any more of Josh's relatives. As a temporary solution, even though I feel she does not deserve it, my dad has graciously offered to have her over. He does not have pets currently. My sister-in-law is refusing because it's embarrassing for her that my part of the family knows she's broke, but Josh is working his magic on his twin. Fingers crossed she's out of the house by tomorrow and my mother-in-law settles down. And yes, we will be paying for all that jazz, but I am willing to give any amount of money to have her out. She's been screaming anytime she runs into one of the pets like it's going to attack her. I can't deal with that. Edit. Last one, I promise. I have no intention of keeping my rescue mama and puppies. That's 10 dogs, and they're getting adopted out, people. I won't keep them. I'm not hoarding them. In a few weeks, we'll be back to having 3 dogs, 3 cats, 1 bunny, 1 turtle, 1 bird. Is it a lot? Yes. Are the vet bills crazy? Yes. Am I hoarding? No. All of them are rescues who have visual defects that are harder to adopt out with. Your commitment to the mama dog and her pups? Absolutely commendable. Fostering during maternity leave shows heart and a solid sense of responsibility. Your sister-in-law crying over anaphylactic snot and demanding a $640 a day pet hotel solution while refusing free accommodations at your dad's? 99 level of entitlement. And your mother-in-law calling to stir the pot instead of stepping up herself? Classic. Good on you and Josh for sticking together and setting boundaries. Fingers crossed your dad's temporary solution gets her out and you can finally enjoy some peace before your baby arrives. Stay strong. You've got this. And our second story. Karen demands me to clean her data from a device she hasn't used. I recently sold a used notebook on eBay. It was a pretty old Acer notebook I used during uni and had 8 years on its back. It's still perfectly fine to consume media on or just use it for personal work. I even replaced the battery and replaced the HDD with an SSD so it boosts fast enough to be usable. The ad was very clear in the fact that it's used and does not come with a Windows key since I always used Linux on it. So I installed a fresh copy of Linux Mint on it and also noted that fact in the ad. I got a few messages with people wanting it for less than the new battery was worth, so I was delighted to get a message from a lady that needed a notebook for browsing and maybe doing some spreadsheet/text work. I told her that I would install LibreOffice for her, which is fine for most use cases, and then send it over as soon as I received payment. She paid and I sent it. After 2 weeks, she messaged me that it doesn't turn on and wanted a refund. I told her to send it back and I'd refund her the money. After receiving it, it would turn on easily and would give me a Win7 login screen with her account. I texted her that it works and has been used by her, so I'll send it back again for reimbursement for the shipping. She demanded I delete her data and refund me. So I circumvented the login screen and took a look at her stuff. She had vacation pictures on there. She took the thing onto a vacation, used it, and then just sent it back. After confronting her with all this, she blocked me without getting the money back and tried to claim the money back instead with her bank. But since I could show all the receipts for shipping and successful delivery when my bank contacted me, they denied the claim and I haven't heard from her since. So I have money and a working laptop to sell. Screw you, Karen. I obviously deleted all her data by cleaning the drive with an eraser tool after this was over. I may be a jerk, but I'm not a criminal. Wow, that's a masterclass in patience and standing your ground. She tried to scam her way out, but you had every receipt and detail in order, textbook handling, plus the fact that you wiped her data responsibly. That's a pro move. You didn't just deal with the nonsense, you shut it down with style. Well done. And our last story. Neighbors kept blocking me in. 2 years ago, I was living in an apartment complex where I rented one of 3 garage spots. The layout of the driveway was such that if someone parked anywhere in it, all 3 garage spots would be blocked, making it impossible to get in or out. To prevent this, there were clear no parking signs in the driveway, but of course some residents from both my building and the one next door constantly ignored them. They would leave their cars there for 10 minutes, sometimes for the entire night. For those of us paying a premium for these garage spots, it was beyond frustrating. The main offenders, the guys living in the unit directly above me, The first time I tried talking to them, they actually laughed at me, thinking it was hilarious how mad I got when they or their friends blocked the driveway. Obviously, I was pissed, but I knew I had to get creative if I wanted to put a stop to it. Sure, I emailed the landlord, but big surprise, no response. So I decided to take matters into my own hands, enter the cheese drop. Every time I noticed one of their cars parked in the driveway for a little too long, I'd go out onto my balcony, which overlooked the driveway, and drop a slice of expired provolone cheese onto the car. After a few rounds of this, I saw them find the cheese, and to my annoyance, they found it funny. So I knew I had to step it up. Winter rolled around, and with it came snow. The three of us who paid for the garage spots were also responsible for shoveling the driveway. The guys upstairs, they never helped. And worse yet, they'd always let their friends drive over the snow before we had a chance to clear it. After one big snowstorm, I noticed they had let one of their buddies park in our driveway again. We told him he needed to move his car, and instead of driving off, the guy just pulled onto the neighbor's yard, the same neighbor whose Wi-Fi was called "Do not park in our yard." We texted him and told him he couldn't leave the car there overnight. His brilliant response: "You can move the car yourself if you want it moved." Challenge accepted. When it snowed later that night, we shoveled all the snow, but instead of clearing it out, we barricaded his car with several feet of snow on all sides. Then we locked our shovels up, knowing they didn't have any of their own. The next morning, I watched from my window as they came out, stared at their car, buried under a mini snow mountain, and stood there for a good 10 seconds with their hands on their heads. Eventually, one guy had to dig it out with his bare hands while the other just stood there watching. But even that wasn't enough to stop them. So I decided to go nuclear. One day they blocked the driveway again, and this time I didn't waste any time with cheese or snow. I called a tow truck and had the car hauled away. The next morning they came banging on my door demanding to know where their car was. I simply handed them the towing company's phone number and calmly told them that if they ever blocked the driveway again, I'd have no problem doing it all over again. After that, driveway blockages became a rare occurrence. It seemed the message had finally sunk in. Some people just can't take a hint, right? The blend of patience, creativity, and sheer determination here is something else. From cheese slices to snow barricades, and finally the ultimate trump card, a tow truck. This is how you deal with entitled neighbors who think your driveway is their personal parking lot. That moment when they came banging on the door demanding answers, only to be met with calm resolve and a towing receipt? Absolutely priceless. A masterclass in teaching people to respect boundaries. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.